Hey everybody, it's Lana. I'm doing this video because um my feelings are hurt. And I know somebody else um is kind of going through what I'm going through. Um I had to divorce for real my best friend of over 20 years. And that really hurt me, and I had to do that today. And that really hurt me because I'm a good friend and I was a good friend and a good little sister to her. Um, the whole reason behind it was that I called on her last week because I was feeling depressed, which, um, I do suffer from what is called major depression. But that comes from my mother being murdered. Well, my grandmother dying on the phone me, and then 3 years later, my mother was brutally murdered. But um, I always had my ex-husband to lean on, and last week it was really hard for me because I no longer have him to lean on, and I had nobody to talk to. So I reached out to this person who has never been there for me. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, if she's never been there, what would make you think she'd be there now? But the reason I would think they would be there was that through the years, from when we were teenagers on up, that she could call on me for my dog, for whatever reason. It didn't matter, day or night. Um, I even prayed myself into a semi-coma. And yes, you can do that. You can pray so tough until the next thing you know, you're waking up. And um, it was really hurtful. It's not normal for me to send a text message at whatever time I sent it. It was real early in the morning. And I had the text message read something like, I need my big sister. I feel really alone and I can't deal with this shit. And and, and then I wrote, call me back when you can. I really need to talk to somebody. Okay. With that said, you would think that that would send up a red flag to somebody who say they love and care for you. Mind you, my son went through a very serious operation earlier this year, and she told me that I should have called her to tell her. And I was like, are you serious? Really? Okay. So I knew then, and it's been times where I felt like she was happier when my relationship wasn't going quite well, and what have you, because she had problems in her relationship. But that's neither here nor there. Um, so, she, matter of fact, no, that was Friday, because that's when I got robbed. So I sent her a text message, and instead of calling me, she texted me. And that's like her normal thing to do. See, for me, I don't text. I feel texting is something teenagers do. Um, I'll text you if I can't talk and I know it's important and I gotta get it out. Come here, baby. Come here. He's crying. He misses Crystal. But for important things like this, you know, even if she couldn't talk, And I've had jobs where I wasn't supposed to talk, and I'd be like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'd be like, okay, what's going on? Tell me in, 20 items or less. And I'll call you back as soon as I can. Just let me know so I can, start thinking about how we gonna do this. Because I really looked at her as my sister. Um, I loved her so much. I would have went to jail for her. And that was my son's godmother, you know. So, I mean, I promised my children to her when we were 13, you know, and I made sure that that actually came to fruition. I mean, we've had times where we stopped talking to each other, but today really took the cake for me because she texted me and told me that she was working and that if she didn't call me by 5 to call her. Mind you, she keeps her phone on and will look at it and see I'm calling and not take the call, no matter what's going on. And people say I should do the same thing, but I can't do that, especially when I tell you I love you and I care for you. I can't do it. And the friendship that has spanned decades, where she knew me from when I was this girl in Oakland till now. That's, I can't just look at my phone and say, oh, so-and-so's calling, well, fuck her, you know. So anyway, because I'm rambling. So I texted her today. I told her about the dog getting taken and how they broke in my house and whatever, what have you. And she's like, well, I'm pissed and this, that, and the other. Never heard from her again. Today is now Monday. So I text her. First I asked my son, I was like, well, Daddy, do you think I should text her and tell her that she hurt my feelings and she let me down? And, I had to let people that don't know me, really see my hurt. And he was like, well, yeah, it's not going to hurt anything. So I texted her. And I said, you hurt me every time I call on you. You're never there for me. And it's only been a few times in our friendship. But last week, I was as low as I could be. And as normal, you sent a text. You didn't follow up. You didn't try to find out if I was suicidal. You didn't find out anything. And the text I got back was, I'm going through my own shit. I'm worried because I'm homeless living in a shelter. I guess I'm supposed to feel sorry. I don't. And this is why. I have offered every home that I live in to her. And my son was like, well, maybe she doesn't have the money to come out here. I have offered to go behind on bills to get her out here. I have offered to buy her not a bus ticket, but a plane ticket. I have told her to send her resume out here. I've told her that that I will put feelers out here for jobs. And she's taking none of that. So, I don't feel sorry for her at all. And my son is like, well, mommy, she's in love. You've been there. Okay, fine. You're with a man that's waiting for a handout. My man is not perfect. He's in prison. Okay, and we fight constantly. I'm not going to sit there and act like my life is perfect. It's not. My life is really fucked up. I just put a pretty face on it. But as fucked up as my relationship was or can get, There's no way that he would let me do all the work and all the worrying while he sits there and wait for a government handout. That's there. I will accuse my fiance of many things, but that is not one of them. No, that's not one of them. And I told her, you know, save the guilt trip, because I'm not packing my bags and I'm not getting on no plane. So, you know, the guilt trip can stay where it's at. It's like, you don't call me to see if I'm alive or well. I call you even when we go through our bouts. I'm not speaking to each other. I'm the one that calls and basically kisses ass. And everybody that knows me knows I do not kiss no ass, but I have kissed hers, and I will say I have. And and I have my text. In my text, I said something to the fact that, oh, I erased it. That you don't have to reply to this. I will never contact you again, and I'm done. And she was like, and you don't want to be cool with me, that's fine. You and CJ, God bless you, or something like that. And what really made me say enough is a fucking enough was when she put my baby in it. Because my son was really hurt when he went through that surgery. First of all, leading up to surgery, he was in 4 days of excruciating pain and did not want to let me know because I'm sick. Okay? I bitch and moan about my son, but my son is a great kid. He could be doing so much worse. He was really pissed. His feelings was hurt, and he just didn't know what to do. And all she has done is holler, my baby, my baby. She's taken no hand in raising him. She's touched his life in no way, nothing. So with that said, I still gave her the glory of being called godmother. I still made sure she got her just due. And I was so hurt. And I let her know. I was like, you keep your blessings because you don't mean it, and you mean it as a curse. You know, there is no need for, I don't feel sorry for you because you're in that situation because you want to be. I have offered my homes to you. You know, wherever I live, I've always said you have a place to stay. I always stay in a 2 or 3 bedroom. You know, CJ has offered to sleep on the couch when we live. I've always had a 3 bedroom. When I've had 2 bedrooms, CJ has offered to stay on the couch for her. So, you know, and her man, okay? Because I know they come as a package. You know, you're in love. I get it. But enough is a fucking enough. You know, I'm done. When you put my baby in it, I'm not taking it. You know, I walked through hell with 20 of my great-great-grandmother's handmade woolen sweaters and gasoline draws, holding a personal heater before I let somebody, you know, talk about my son. I felt it was a grown-up argument. And I wasn't saying anything bad. But you felt so low that you would go even lower. And I wasn't feeling that. So, you know, let me know. I'm going to leave the comments. Still, that could go through me. You know, if y'all agree, let me know. If y'all disagree, let me know. I want to know if I'm wrong. If I am, then I have, you know, no problems. I've blocked her from my Facebook. Uh, you know, it is what it is. And that's what she said. She was like, I'm busy with my life. I can't be bothered with what you're going through, and it is what it is. And I felt that that was really fucked up because she has dumped her life at my doorstep more than once.